Everyone wants to know the secrets of the ultra-successful, the champions, the people who make the extraordinary look like a normal Tuesday. They scour the internet for the secrets of the people who seem larger than life. But you no longer have to, because I did it for you. Over the past 5 years, I've studied the top 1% for over 5,000 hours, reading hundreds of books, listening to thousands of interviews, and so many podcasts that I lost count. But after all this work, I found the top 5 secrets that every person living the life you want has. So get your notepads out and listen closely, because I'm gonna give you a free masterclass in 7 minutes or less. People are so afraid of admitting they don't know something, because they don't want to feel stupid. But would you rather feel dumb for 15 minutes and learn something, or be dumb your whole life because you were too scared to admit you didn't know? I'll always choose the former, and so should you. Mark Manson once said, "The only way to solve our problems is to first admit that our actions and beliefs up to the point have been wrong and not working." You know less than 1% of the knowledge of life, and that's being generous. So why are you so afraid to say you don't know? Why do we let the fear or embarrassment of looking stupid and our egos stop us from learning the things that propel us forward in life? You can't learn if you don't question, if you don't gain new perspectives, if you don't research your weakest areas. Here's a look inside the mind of one of the highest achievers.
Now, by being a sponge and not being afraid to ask questions, I'm very secure in myself and being the dummy in the room.
I believe we are currently in an epidemic of failure. Not that it happens too much, but that it doesn't happen enough. Because of social media and the internet, people fail in front of the world. This is an instant turnoff for most people, because they don't want to subject themselves to that level of ridicule. And this is why innovation is slowing down, why movies have stopped producing new ideas, and people seem to just fall in line. As a culture, we shame failure, and as a byproduct, shame people who try to do new things and bring new ideas to the world. But you can't learn if you don't fail. You have to learn what not to do before you learn what to do, not the other way around. Or, as Bill Gates said, success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Here's the thing. Failure is actually far more normal than success. There are hundreds of millions of businesses in the world, and they all fail in one way or another. Only a select few succeed on a daily basis. When we succeed, we think that's how it should be. And if we fail, it's like it's the end of the world. But the reality is flipped. Failure is normal and a part of the learning process. In the wise words of Thomas Edison, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." So, you want to create something of your own, but you still think like a consumer who looks up to owners. Truly successful people think like an owner who is in touch with the mindset of a consumer. They know that most of their returns will come from doing a few things very well, not doing 100 things half-assed. Today, hustle culture likes to make you think the more things you do, the better. Increasing the number of pods you have your hand in is for investing or after you make it. You need 100% of your focus on one thing. When Mark Randolph was creating Netflix, it was his sole focus. He didn't have other companies he owned or sat on the board of. If Phil Knight didn't have all his focus on Nike, it wouldn't have lasted a year. Find the thing that has the highest competitive advantage in your favor and the best future, and put your all into that thing. The best trait for all high performers is the ability to decipher through problems. Or, as David Sanders says, problems are opportunities in work clothes. Every successful person has this type of mindset. Business is just solving problems. So, the most successful companies are just effective problem-solving machines. If you can find what other people think of as problems, you can identify a never-ending amount of opportunities that you can turn into money. You're probably asking, how do I find these problems? So, I collected a 4-step process all the greatest entrepreneurs use in one way or another. Step 1, ask the right questions. Don't ask, how can I make money? First ask, what problems do others have that I can solve? How many other people have this problem and how can I solve it for them? You can find this out just by asking, as I did here. The majority of answers to this question was pockets. The majority of women's pants either don't have pockets or their pockets are too small to be useful. Why? Because companies value looks over functionality. So if you can create pants that can do both and do it better, cheaper, and faster than the other companies trying to do the same things, congratulations, you have found yourself a good business idea. Step 2, evaluate the situation. Josh Kaufman said in My Personal MBA, a few hours spent in evaluation can prevent months or years of frustration and misplaced effort. You have to evaluate if the problem you picked is really an opportunity that you can grow or a flash in the pan. Look at what type of people could use this. How big is the market? What other businesses are trying to solve the problem? Learn how much they charge, what they offer, and most importantly, what they don't do. Figure out if they don't do it because it doesn't work or if it's something that you can do to get a competitive advantage. Step 3, test. Mark, what do I do now?
You should be running more tests. You should always be running more tests.
But why? I know this is a good idea. I know people will buy it, so I gotta test it.
I don't know shit. I mean, you don't. Your customers do, but they don't know what they want.
So how do I figure out what they want then?
The only way to figure it out is to throw all kinds of things at them and see what directionally they're interested in.
The only way to know if an idea is good is to set it on a crash course with potential customers. It's one thing to dream of what the reality of your idea will be. It's another for realities that dictate your dream. When you dream of things, you overlook the things that can cause its downfall. But if you do this simple test, you can know the ins and outs of what you're doing. First, go back to where you originally found the problem and ask, would you buy the solution to this problem for X amount of dollars? Or get out your computer and type up a quick explanation of your solution. I made this in about 5 minutes. Then go find if people will like your idea. I don't care if you go to people on the street, give copies to the front desk at your gym, hang it up in the common area at your school for all I care. Anything to get a good sample size of people to validate or shoot down your idea. Step 4, measure. If your idea passes this test and you start producing your product or service, you have to measure the right things to see what to fix. If you have a normal company, you have to measure revenue, expenses, profit, leads, and conversion rate. If you're doing social media, you gotta measure things like watch time, likes, comments, completion rate. Measure and focus on these things. As Sahil Bloom says, measure the right thing and you'll take the right action. To do the incredible things that you want to do, it will take a magnificent amount of risk. And with risk comes fear and constant worrying. The top 1% don't not feel this pressure. They just learn how to deal with it better than everyone else. Mark Randolph wrote in his book, that's the thing about startups. You're almost always on the razor's edge between total success and total failure. Every successful business at one point in time almost went under. Nike was constantly one sale away from going out of business for over a decade, even as the brand started to go worldwide. This is why they became the #1 sneaker company in the world. The stress on a company and the dreamers trying to keep it alive is what breeds the creativity and ideas needed to be successful in a way that normal times can't. The shortest period of time that bred the most creativity was the 1940s. Because the companies and countries didn't innovate, they'd be out of business today, and the Nazis could take over tomorrow. Morgan Housel said, your success as an investor will be determined by how you respond to punctuated moments of terror, not the years on cruise control. This isn't just for investing, it's for business, your 9 to 5, even relationships. Michael Jordan is remembered for being clutch in the times where 99% of the players would be so scared and choke the moment, not the layups he had in the season opener. To not care about failing and letting these moments of terror rob you of your dreams, you have to care about something more than you care about the fear. Everyone thinks successful people have something they don't, that there is some secret that only they know. But in reality, it's the opposite. The normal person has something that a champion lacks. The ability to stop, to say, that's good enough. I was watching an interview with Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. He said he still works 7 days a week, answering thousands of emails a day, working even on vacation. He said he's driven by the fear of failure, not the oasis of success. NVIDIA is one of the biggest companies in the world, and he's still terrified that they will go out of business. Their unofficial motto is, our company is 30 days from going out of business. Champions never stop running because all competitive advantages eventually die. Michael Jordan didn't stop practicing after three-peating for the first time. He kept practicing until no one could beat him because he knew there was a never-ending supply of competitors coming to take his spot. Champions like Warren Buffett or Jensen Huang don't keep working because of greed, but because they don't know how to stop, how to say, that's good enough. They are always perfecting their product, perfecting the systems, working on the game, sharpening their skills. Far past when the normal person thinks, that's good enough.